everybody, Chloethedev here, and welcome to Chloethedev Unfiltered, the Chloe Learns Rust playlist. So, I should have already had the video up, so one second. I am going to, sorry, I'll turn that off. Actually, I won't be able to turn that off because I'll be using the audio from that. But what I am going to do is get the link to the YouTube video I'm going to be going through. It's like a crash course in Rust. So Rust crash course. That's what I'm going through. I'm going to have it playing on my laptop right here. I've just been following along. It's going through some like basic, variables and whatnot. So we went through arrays, how to use print, print ln with an exclamation point, strings, tuples, types, so it's like primitive types, integers, floats, booleans, variables, and vectors, and I probably forget most of this. This is why when I code along these videos, it's not so much about like memorizing anything in terms of like that. It's just so it's not the first time I've seen it, so that later on I can practice it over and over again. So we are on vectors now, I'm pretty sure, and I'm just gonna hit start, fumble around probably for the first few minutes, and then hopefully get into some sort of a rhythm. But here we go.
I know we haven't gotten to loops yet, but I just want to show you this real quick. So let's do loop through vector values. So we're going to use a for loop, and let's just say for x. We're going to use in, so this is a for in, and we're going to take numbers, and we want to do dot iter, so dot iteration. And inside here, let's just do a print line, and we'll just do number. And then over here, we'll just put x. Okay, so that should loop through them all and print them out. So let's run it.
Okay, and so obviously I do pause. I don't just try and code it all at once. Along with the video, I do pause and try and make sure I understand it and, my syntax. And even though I have the video there, I do try and like I know what should come next a lot of times. So like a print line, I try and like get my syntax right and memorize it as well. But I do obviously have it here, and I'm not going to be testing myself really. It's like a half-second test before I look back at what I'm coding. And usually I'll just run it if I think it might run, and then see if I get any errors. And if I get errors, try and fix it myself. But let's see. Okay, cool. So it seems like it did work.
And then it just prints out one. It just prints out the whole vector. Okay, with the word number before it. Now, we can also mutate each value.
Okay.
So let's say loop and mutate values. So basically we can do like for x in numbers, and we're going to do iter underscore mute, or mut. And we can do whatever we want. Let's say we want to multiply each one by 2. So we do an asterisk x, and let's do asterisk equals 2. All right, and then what I want to do is just print the whole thing out down here so you can see what it gives us.
Okay, so you're telling me you want to print line down here, and then that. Do we have to put this thing in there?
So
no, numbers has to go in there.
say numbers vec, and let's put in here numbers. All right, so run that, and now error here.
What's
Cannot be
their
formatted
error?
with the default formatter. I keep forgetting if we're gonna.
Oh, is it? Do we need it in there?
Array we need to do.
We did need it in there. I see. I was right. We did need it in there. Cool.
So now at the bottom you'll see numbers vec, and we get 2, 4, 40, 8, and 10. So each value has been multiplied by 2.
Cool.
And for those of you guys that are JavaScript developers, this is similar to how map works, really, when you use an array and then you use the .map high order array method. So you can basically return
I
an
forgot
array
all my
that has
JavaScript, I
been
think,
mutated in some
honestly.
way. All right,
Maybe
so
a
I want
year
to
ago.
move on to conditionals.
Crazy.
So let's create a new file, conditionals.rs, and we'll create our public function run.
I feel like... Oh, there we go. Sorry. Pub fn.
All right, so a conditional
run.
is used to check the condition of something and then act on the result. So it's just...
So I do like copying out what the instructor has as their notes on top. So I'm going to do that. Okay.
just like any other if-else in any other language. Let's go ahead and bring in that file.
I always do that.
And down here, go ahead and run conditionals run.
This always takes me a second. So I just started this. So I was supposed to learn either NIM or Rust or something this year. And I've been slacking. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to learn Rust. Mintbase is going to Near. Near uses Rust for their smart contracts. Why not? So here we are. Let's see.
All right, now I'm going to create a variable, let's say let age, and we'll set this to, let's do 18.
I'm loving these little
Okay, and then I'm just going to do an if else.
Nature Valley things. My gosh.
So we'll say if age is greater than or equal to 21, then let's do a print. Oops. Let's do a print line, and all we're gonna do here.
Maybe difficult. Oh, the first one, it always makes me do it. It's really weird. And then age, I think.
Here is output a string, and we're going to say that this is from the bartender. So we'll say bartender says, what would you like to drink? So pretend we're making like a silly little game here or something. Okay, so if the age is greater than or equal to 21,
Okay, I get it. I get it. Now we're making a game. You make a game. Okay.
and the bartender asks what we want to drink. So if we go ahead and run this, we get nothing because the age is 18. So if we change it to 22 and we run it, what would you like to drink? Now, we obviously want to
Not
handle
12.
if the person is not 21, if they're younger than 21. So we're just going to put an else, and
Okay.
we'll just go ahead and copy that. And instead of asking what we want to drink, we'll say, sorry, you have to leave. Okay, so now we'll save that. Let's change the age back to 18 and run it, and we get sorry, you have to leave. So let's add in,
Cool.
let's look at operators. So we have and, or. I'm going to put an extra variable here of check ID. Okay, and we'll set that to false. add types here if we want
hungry.
statically. So we can say this is going to be a Boolean, and this is going to be, let's say, an unsigned int 8-bit. All right, now down here we want to make sure that the bartender has checked the ID. Okay, so let's do and, so we can do double ampersand check underscore ID, and then I'm going to change this one to an else if, and we're going to say if age is less than 21 and check ID, because the bartender should have checked the ID already. Else.
Okay. If age, and then if age is greater than 21 and check ID is true. Oh, can we set it to false? So we haven't changed it. Else.
Then let's do print. So grab that. And what the bartender is going to do is ask for the ID. So we'll say, I'll need to see your ID. All right, so we'll save that. And let's run it. So we get, I'll need to see your ID because this is false. So let's say they check the ID. However, they're 18, so sorry, you have to leave. So if they check the ID and they're 30, then we get, what would you like to drink? Now we can also do or, okay, so here we did and. What I'm going to do is create another variable, and I'm going to say knows person of age. So the bartender knows this person, and they know that they're of age, okay, someone that comes in all the time. So right here, for this condition, I'm going to add in an or, which is represented with a double pipe character, and we'll say knows person of age.
So you check
If
ID.
this is true, then the bartender knows them and they know they're of age. So let's run that, and we get what would you like to drink. Now even if we set the age to 18, if we run it, what would you like to drink? Because since this is true, this doesn't apply. And this is kind of a silly example, but it's just to show you the syntax.
Love it.
Basically, it's just a regular if. We don't have to put parentheses around this. We do use curly braces. It's very simple. So I also want to show you how to do a shorthand. And now there's no ternary operator as far as using, the question mark and then a colon like in many other languages. But we can do a shorthand if. So let's go down here and let's do a shorthand if. So I'm going to set a variable. I'm going to say is of age, and we'll set that to if age is greater than or equal to 21, then set that to true, else set to false. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and we'll just print line and pass in is of age. Actually, let's put some text here. Say is of age. Alright, so if we save that, we run it, we get is of age false, so it's looking at this value here. Now if I change this to 22.
Did they do this? Okay, let's see. What would you like to drink? Is of age false. And if I do 28, what would you like to drink? Is of age true. So my shorthand if, it says let is of age equals if age is greater or equal to 21. It's true. And we're going to print out it was more like this. Or like, it's more like, is of age? And then I guess it would be like that. Like, what would you like to drink? And are they of age? Yes.
And we go ahead and run this. We get is of age true. Okay, so this is how we can do a shorthand if that's similar to how a ternary operator works. All right, so those are conditionals. Now we're going to move to loops. Okay, so I'm going to create a new file called loops. Running out of time here, so I'm going to try to go kind of quick. Inside main RS, let's bring in loops. So loops, and then down here, let's comment that out. Loops run. Okay, so public function run. Now, there's different types of loops, just like with many other languages. I'm just going to paste this text up here. So loops are used to iterate.
Again, I'm going to pause it for the text up here. Used to iterate. Cool.
Iterate until a condition is met. In Rust, we have what's called an infinite loop. So I'm going to show you that first. I'm going to create a mutable variable called count. We'll set that to 0, and then we can simply say loop. Okay, so this is infinite loop. And we're going to just take that count variable, and we're going to plus equals 1. So we're going to add 1 to it through every iteration. And then let's do a print line, and we'll print the word number, and then we'll put in the count. Okay, now this will just keep going forever if I run it like this, so we just need to put a condition here. We'll say if the count is, let's say,
run that.
to 20,
Crash my computer.
then we want to break. Okay, we want to break out of the loop. So we'll save that.
So now we're going to stop at 20, I guess, but that's no fun. I wonder if that'll work. I don't know. So then it's going to stop and not break me, computer. Maybe. Aw, it's too big. Count. That's boring. That count. U64. Does that work? Yeah. My computer didn't like it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. My computer is not fast. Oh my god, it counts so slow. It counts so slow. It counts so slow. That will take forever. Cool. Cool. Crap. Too big of a number, eh? That's hilarious. Anyways. I can keep coding, but I can't keep running. I'm actually kind of interested how long that's gonna take. But I can keep coding, so it's fine. I just can't check my work, but like I have the code right here in front of me, so this is gonna be hilarious. I wonder if my computer will start. It shouldn't be that difficult to count numbers though, even if it has to do it for a long time. It shouldn't like cause any issues. Okay. Cool. That's funny.
Run, and you'll see that will get 1 through 20, number 1 through 20. So it's up to us when, to write.
Man, actually, you know what? That counts really slow. Is it? I don't think I can just wait. I don't think I can just do that too. This is funny. I've never actually run a file. Okay, let's change this number and see if it'll work. Okay. I've never actually tried doing something like that. That was fun though to test it out. Okay, so that was fun. That's hilarious. That was really funny.
Down here to stop the loop. Otherwise, it'll just keep going. So next type of loop I'm going to show you
So
is a
slow.
while
I didn't know my computer. This little Mac Mini does
which
not
is
count
very
fast.
common in many languages. And
Not
I'm
used to
just
that,
going to do a
actually.
quick fizz buzz. Okay, so if you don't know what fizz buzz is, it's a pretty popular challenge. They use it in coding interviews and stuff. Basically, you want to loop through 0 to 100. If the number is divisible by 3, you want to print out fizz. If it's divisible by buzz, yep. If it's divisible by 5, you want to print out buzz. And if it's divisible by both, you want to print out fizz buzz.
That's
Otherwise,
cool.
just print the number. Alright, so let's do while the count is less than or equal to 100. Okay, and then we want to put some conditionals. Now remember, it needs to print out fizz buzz if it's divisible by 5 and 3. Now a shorthand to do that is to just see if it's divisible by 15. So we use the modulus operator, the percent sign. So if it's divisible by 15, or actually if this is equal to 0, that means it's divisible by 15, because the modulus gives us the remainder. And then we're going to print line, and let's just do, say, fizz buzz. Okay, and then let's do an else if, and we want to check if the count modulus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, if that's true, then we want to print line.
Okay, let's hold up a second there. So else if count mod 3. Robert only using 2 there. Okay. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Whoops.
And let's just print out fizz since it's divisible by 3.
Mm.
Okay, and then we'll do another else if, and we're going to test to see if the count modulus 5 is equal to 0. And if that's the case, then we're going to print line, and we want buzz. Okay, else, then we simply want to print out the number, so we'll just say print line, and let's put in the count. Okay, now we need to increment it down at the bottom, so let's say increment, so count plus equals. Alright, so that
Okay, hold on. So now we're gonna print out each one. And then you got to increment. Didn't we already do that here? Oh, it's gonna count. Okay. If count is okay, so it's gonna do the first thing. Wait. Yeah. See, having me confused why we're using 3 and then 2. But it did not do it again. It counted the first thing, right? And then didn't do.
that should work. I'm actually going to comment out.
Oh, maybe we can't do both for some reason. The constructor is saying to comment it. Oops. What are you doing today? There we
this loop though, just so that doesn't run. And let's see if I pass the challenge. So we'll run it, and I didn't. And that's because I put too much JavaScript. So you want to use the double equals. Okay, so if we go up to where this started, which is right here, so we get 1, 2, fizz. So remember, if it's divisible by 3, we get fizz. 4, 5 is buzz. 6 is fizz. 7, 8, 9 is fizz. 10 is buzz. 15 should be the first fizz buzz. Okay.
Oh, there's weird zero in
Keep
there.
going. 30 should be the next one. 45 should be the next one. Then 60. So it looks like it's working. So that's a while loop. Now we also have a for range loop. So let's say for range. So I'm going to do for x in, and I can say 0 dot dot to 100. Okay, which is kind of cool. And I'll do the same thing here. So we'll say if. Actually, you know what I'll do is just copy.
That sounds better.
And put that in here, except instead of count, let's do x. Okay, so we'll do the same thing, fizzbuzz. And we'll comment.
Wait, what? I didn't gotta come out this anyway. There we go. Don't they all have to be X? Wait.
Comment out this while loop. Okay, so basically.
Yeah. I just don't know. I can't remember the command to change all of one thing to the next thing. Let's see if I got them all. Nope. I might have just done that. What? Oh. X is immutable. Cannot assign twice to for mute X. Yeah? Okay.
Basically, it's just for whatever your iteration variable is in, and then you can put a range like this. Okay, and we're just doing the same thing, the same fizzbuzz challenge. So let's go ahead and run it. Okay. So if we go up top here, this is just telling us that we're not using
In the old version, it let you do it without
so
mute.
1, 2, fizz,
But now you need it.
Fizz, 15 should be fizz buzz. Good. So there we go. We have an infinite loop. We have a while loop. We have a for range. So we're going to go ahead and move on. So next we're going to look at functions, which we have been working with, obviously, but we're going to look at them a little more. So let's create a file called functions.rs. And in our main file, let's bring in functions. And run functions run. Okay. So a function is just used to store blocks of code for reuse, just like any other language. So let's first create our.
And again, I'm still gonna write it down though. Okay.
Our run function. So fn run. And then outside of that, I'm going to create another function. So let's create one called greetings. It's just going to be a simple example. So we'll say function greeting. And this is going to take in some parameters. So I want it to take in a greet, like hello, hi, something like that, and then a name. So let's do greet. And then we're going to set the type of this to be a string. So we want to do ampersand str. And then let's also do a name, which will also be a string. Okay. Now, all I want this to do is print. So very simple.
Oh.
And then up here, we can run the function by simply doing greeting.
Oh, wait. Let's see. Okay. And then in the function, we're going to run greeting. Whoops.
And we'll pass in hello as the greet.
Ah. And I think I can just do it again. Does that work?
Say Jane as the name.
Cool,
So if we run that, we get hello Jane, nice to meet you. So very easy. Next thing I want to do is another one to just add a couple numbers. So let's do function. And for this one, I don't want to just print, I want to return from it. So let's do function add. And it's going to take in, let's say, n1, so num1, which is going to be a 32-bit integer. And then it's going to take in num2, which is also I32. And then we want to return in I32. So we use an arrow syntax like this. Okay, and we set this to I32 because that's the data type that it should return. Now, to return, we can just do n1 plus n2, and we don't use a semicolon. Okay, so when we don't use a semicolon, that is telling it that this is what we want to return. Now, up here in run, we could print it if we want directly, the function directly, but we can also bind function values to variables. So we can do like, say, let get underscore sum, and we'll set that to the add function, and we'll pass in 5 and 5. And then we'll go ahead and print the sum, and we'll set that to get sum. Okay.
Get some equals add. Yeah, bind functions. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, that's gonna be a whole thing, eh? Binding functions to variables like that. I'm pretty sure I've done that. Okay, I haven't programmed in at least 4 or 5 months. Jeez.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and run that. And now we get sum 10. Okay, so if you want to return something, you can simply do this, just no semicolon. Now we can also do closures, which are pretty handy. They're nice and compact. You can also use outside variables. So within the run function right here, let's say closure, and I'm going to do let add nums. And what we want to do is set, slashes want pipe characters, and we're going to say n1, which is going to be an I32, and we're going to put comma and then n2, which will also be an I32. And then on the other side of the pipe character here, we're going to return n1 plus n2. N2, okay? And then we're going to do a print line, and let's just say C sum for closure sum. And over here we'll say add nums, and we'll pass in, let's say 3 and 3, and let's save that. Okay, so if
closure. Cool. Oh, what'd I do? What did I do? Oh. Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
So if I run that, we should get C sum 6. Now what's cool about this is we can use outside variables, which we can't do with a standard function because it's block scoped. So if I do, let's say, let n3, which I'm going to set to be an I32, which it is by default, but I'm still going to set it. And then I'll set that to, let's say, 10. Now I can go down here and I can just add it in here. So I can say plus n3. Now, when we run it, we should get 16. Okay, so we get C sum 16. Okay, so pretty cool, nice and compact. Also, we can use outside variables. So those are functions. Next thing we're going to look at are pointers. So pointers and references, or pointer references. So let's create a file here called pointer underscore ref.rs. Okay. And we just paste this in. So reference pointers, they basically point to a resource in memory. I'm just going to bring this in here as well. So let's see, pointers, pointer ref, and then let's do pointer ref run. Okay, and then we'll create our run function. So let's say pub function run. Now, this is basically, if we have a primitive array, we can create a variable and point to another.
Yeah, so the point of after doing this, it takes forever to get through these videos. But after going through this, Rogan and I are hopefully gonna piece together some sort of fun project, maybe a little game like that, where we're just kind of interacting with the console. Nothing crazy.
Another variable, okay? Not just an array, but any primitive value. So I'm going to give you an example. This is a primitive array. So we'll say let array1 equals 1, 2, 3. And then let's do let array2 equals array1. Alright, now I'm going to go down here. I'm going to print line, and let's put in our colon question mark because I want to print out the whole array. Or let's just say values. And then we'll do, let's do array. Actually, I want to print out both. So I'm going to put that, and let's do array1 and array2. Let's see what that gives us.
Formatting specifier missing. Print line values. Wait, where am I missing the bracket? My brain has a really hard time seeing. Oh, was I just? Oh, sorry. No, see there. I was like, where am I missing it? It's right there. Okay, cool.
So we'll clear this up and we'll run it. So So we get 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. We were able to create this array and then set array 2 to array 1. Now let's try the same thing with vectors, which are non-primitive. Okay, so I'm going to paste this in. So
Okay. This is like how it is in like Solidity, though, isn't it? You have to kind of set the variable to something else before you change it. I don't know. Reference and point to it. No, sure. Okay.
So this is actually from the documentation. So with non-primitives, if you assign another variable to a piece of data, the first variable will no longer hold that value. You're going to need to use a reference, which is the ampersand, to point to the resource. Okay, so let's actually grab this and let's say vector, because a vector is not a primitive value. And we're just going to set these to vec. And remember, to set a vector, we use VEC exclamation before the brackets. Okay, now down here, I'm just going to
Print both.
change this to vec, like that.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to run this, and you'll see we already have an error. It says
What?
use of moved value vec1, value used here after move. So basically, once we set vec1 or vec2 equal to vec1, this no longer applies. If I run this, we're going to get that same error. So what we need to do is make this a reference. Okay, so we're basically pointing to a reference, and we do that with an ampersand. Okay, and we'll also have to put the ampersand down here in front of vec1. So if I save that, you'll see the error. Error goes away, and if I run it, now we get 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you can't point directly to it if it's not a primitive value. You have to create a reference. And we've done this in
Oh, sorry, I'm still live, eh? Me and my friend are thinking about making a game based on these little faces, the little Unicode faces, the emojis. Sorry. Oh gosh, half an hour left of this thing. Okay, that was a good little break. Now, back to it. Okay, what were we at? We were going through pointer refs.
In other files as well. Use those.
I gotta stop eating these.
All right,
things.
so I'm not going to go too much further into it. I just wanted to cover the basics of how that works. All right, so next thing I want to look at is structs. Okay, structs are very important in Rust. They're similar to classes, kind of. Basically, you create, members or attributes, and then you can also have functions that are
Structs.
related to the structs. So I'm going to create a new file
Structs.
called structs.rs.
Function. Run.
Okay, and let's bring it into main.
And then main.
So structs.
Oops.
Bring that down. So let's save that. Let's go into structs. I'm going to paste this in. So it's basically used to create custom data types. And we'll clear that up. And let's create our public function run. So I'm going to create two different structs here in this file. First is going to be for a color, okay, an RGB color. So let's do struct.
So yeah, Rogan's going through it as well currently. So structs used to create custom.
Color. Okay, you want to use uppercase, that's the convention. And then the properties. So we're going to have red, green, and blue, and I'm going to set a type of U8. Okay, so unsigned just means it's a positive value, 8-bit integer, 0 to 255, which is very convenient because the RGB values are 0 to 255. So let's say green, that's also U8, and then blue, also U8. Okay, so that it's as simple as that to create a struct. Now I'm going to go. Actually, you know what? We want this outside of our run, so we want to put this up here. Okay, and I'm just going to say that this is a
That makes sense.
traditional struct because we also have
That's how it is in
a tuple
Solidity as
struct,
well.
which I'm going to show you as well.
That makes more sense to me.
So down in the run, we're going to create a new color. So let's create a variable, a mutable variable called C, and set that to color. Okay, the color struct, which takes in a red value, which I'm going to say is going to be 255, a green value, which will be 0, and a blue value, which will be 0. So it's red, basically. And then let's go ahead and do a print, and I'm going to say color, and then I want to show all three values. So the way that we access these is with the dot syntax. So we can just say C dot red, and say C dot green, and C dot blue. Okay, so we'll save that.
Okay.
And why is this giving me an error here? Expected one of.
Let's see if it works for me. Let's see. Expected found print line. Clearly, I am missing my. Is it there? It was one. Color 25500. So it's printing the color, which is C red 255, C green 0, C blue, right? And the struct is from there.
Oh, I forgot my semicolon here. Okay, so we're gonna run this. Now it's just giving me this because this doesn't have to be mutable, but it's gonna need to be mutable in a second, so I'm gonna ignore that. And you can see we get color 255, which is the red, 0, and then 0. All right, now we can change these properties or these members if we want by just simply doing C dot, and then let's say I want to change the red value
What do you
to
do?
200. Okay, so we're
C
gonna save
dot
that.
red equals 200. That's it? That's all you gotta do?
Now we don't get that error, and you can see red is now
That's
200.
easy.
So we can
I like
directly
that.
change these properties right here.
Honestly, it reminds me a lot of
Now,
Solidity.
we can also create what's
Just
called a
different,
tuple
but the
struct. I'm
same.
going to use the same kind of example with the color. So let's say tuple struct, and I'm going to set struct color, and then all we're going to put in here is the data types, which will be U8, so 3 unsigned 8-bit integers. We should probably comment this out or we're going to get some trouble. Same thing here.
Oh, fine.
Okay, so that's our struct. Now,
Oops, not that. Just this. Maybe.
down here, I'm going to create a new variable. So same thing, we'll just do C. Let's do let mute C. And let's set it to color. And then we can just pass in our values. So let's do 255, 0, and 0. And then I can do the same thing. I can print each one. So I'm just going to put in color and 3 of these. Now, in this case, we didn't name red, green, and blue. We just kind of passed in the values and the data types. So we would do C dot 0 for the first one, C dot 1, and C dot 2.
Okay.
So we just go by the index. And then if I save this and we run it, we get color 25500. We can do the same thing. We can change values. Okay, so instead of doing C dot red, I'm going to do C dot 0, which will grab the first one of 255 and change it to 200. So now if I run it, we get color 200. Okay, so these are pretty simple examples. Now what I want to do is build something a struct that has functions associated with it. So let's actually comment this stuff out. I know it gets a little confusing with all the commented out stuff, but I want you guys to have it as a reference. So we're going to go up top here, and we're going to create a person struct. Okay, so we're going to say struct person, and person is just going to have a first name, which will be a string, and a last name. Last name string. Okay, now I want to create some functions that are associated with the person struct. So I'm going to go right here and I'm going to say implement or IMPL the person struct, and then we can put functions in here. And the first one is going to be just to construct a person. So to create a new person. So it'll be a function. I'm going to call it new, and it's going to take in first, which will be a string. So str, and then it's going to take in last, which will also be a string, and it's going to return a person. And then we're just going to simply say, we want this to be uppercase. So we're going to take person and we're going to assign first name to first that's passed in. Now, since we use string like this uppercase S string, we actually have to tack on dot to underscore string like that. All right, we're going to do the same thing with the that's going to be last, whatever's passed in, and then we're going to set that to string, like that. Okay, so that's our new function. Now,
okay, so we're going to implement person. Person implementation. So the function. First string, last string, variables. And it's going to return a person struct, which is up there. First name and last name. So as it returns the person, the first name is going to be the first, and it's going to turn it to a string. And then, because I don't know what it means when they say because we use capital strings. What else could we have used?
let's actually use this. So down in the run, I'm just going to go below all this stuff, and let's say let mutatable variable, we'll call it P, we'll set it to person, colon, new, because we're calling that new function, and let's pass in the first name of John and a last name of Doe. Alright, so now let's do a print. Let's do a print line.
That's boring. Bianca. Bella. And then they're going to print. Can you just do that and say you want everything? Let's see. It said attempted to take value to string. Method, not a field. Yo, I actually don't know. What just happened?
And we'll say person, and let's do two of these placeholders, and then for the first one we're going to do P dot first.
Oh, I had it completely wrong. Okay, that's why. I wasn't even close. I'm super tired now, though, so I don't even expect me to be close. But it's all right. Wait, I didn't even tell it to use P. Okay. Whew. Okay. I'm so tired. I need to stop doing this soon. I'm not even retaining any of this anymore. I'm tired. So it's going to go to the person struct and do the new function. Okay. And for the first string and second string, Bianca and Vela. First string and second string. And it's going to create a person with the first name and first name to string, last name to string. So first name to string, last name to string, and it should... Ugh. You're not liking this with me, are you, today? Ugh.
First name and then P dot last name. Alright, let's save that and let's run it. Okay, so we get person, John Doe.
No, what did I do wrong up top, though? You're not helping me, dude.
Okay, so that's our new...
see? That's what I needed you to tell me. I knew I was just... Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Function. Now, let's let's actually use this.
Person.
So down in the
Bianca
run,
Vella.
I'm just gonna go. Oops, let's do a print person, because this doesn't have to be mutable just yet. So let's say that we want to create a method that just gets the full name.
20 minutes left of this. It's 4:04. You know what? I'm just gonna power through it. I think we're almost done.
That we created, and let's
We're almost done.
Full name, and we'll create a function called full name, and this is going to take in ampersand self. So self is similar to how this works in many other object-oriented languages, where it's just basically referencing the struct of person, so you can kind of replace self with person. And then this function is basically going to return a string, so we want to do that. And then we're going to use format here, format exclamation, because it's a macro, and it's similar to print line, except it doesn't actually print. So in here we can use the same type of formatting. So we're just going to put two curly braces, and the first one we want to replace with the first name, so self.first name, and then self.last name, like that. Let's see, why is that?
What?
Oh, we don't want the semicolon because we're actually returning this. Okay, so that's the full name. Now, if we go down here where we created the person, we should now be able to get the full name. So let's do another print line. Actually, you know what? We'll just replace this. So we'll say person, and then let's just have one placeholder. And let's replace this with p dot
full
name, which is a method. So you want to make sure you have your parentheses. Okay, so now if we run this, we should still get person John Doe. Instead of calling both the first name and last name property, though, it's calling the full name.
Okay, you're gonna have to slow it down for me, my guy. So if you want to return a full name, it can return to itself. Okay, that's gonna be confusing for me. Okay, format Bianca Vella and take self, first name self. Oh, self is like this contract. It's like Viper, I guess. So self, this contract, first name goes here, and self, this contract, last name. It could have been any variable. It just happened to be the struct, I'm pretty sure. And then so when you call, when you read from P full name, right? Because P, oh, P, it's reading from P. P full name is going to go to person, then which had Bianca here, and then print Bianca Vella, I think. Let's
name method. Now we can also mutate stuff within the struct.
Let's go for it, buddy. Let's go for it.
Let's say we want to change the last name. So let's say maybe the person, maybe it's a woman that gets married or something like that, or a man that gets married. I don't know, whatever. Who knows these days? So let's do set last name, and we'll do function set last name. Okay, now since we're gonna change something here, we're gonna do ampersand mute, so for mutate self, and then we're gonna pass in, let's just say last, which is gonna be a string. Okay, and then we're gonna say self dot last name, and we want to set that to last, that's passed in, but we want to add dot to underscore string, like that. Okay, so I believe that should work. So now it's good.
Whoa. Can't just be running off and doing some new things. So you're going to set the last name. So you already have a last name in there. You're trying to change the last name. You have a function. It's going to mutate itself, right? You're changing yourself. And you're going to set last to some certain string. So in this function, what you're actually going to do is go to yourself and go to last name and make it equal set last name. Wait. Self last name equals. Oh yeah, take the last that you brought in, and then because these big capital strings, to string and its little function thingy. Okay. What do you want? 2 warnings, because we didn't use things. Never use set last name. We didn't even use it yet. Okay. In the run. Does it need to be mute or no? I can't tell. Let mute C equals person. Oh, no, I think I can just go. It'll give us the answer in a second. Right? Person. Just read it out again. Right? But it's going to be. Oh, yeah, I do need another one, right? Like, if I'm going to do this, it would have to be maybe, like, C, and then you want person instead of new. Oh, no. Here, I think, oops, we can go to P dot set last name, right? And set it with, I think I have to put something in here. Lewis? Does that work? I don't know. Dang it, okay. Cannot be formatted with the default formatter. Oh, does that mean that it wants this? I don't know. Didn't work. But, okay, what does it want?
Okay, so I believe that should work. So now let's go down here, and we created, let's do Mary Doe, and then I'm going to take that person object, and let's say
What?
set last name, and then in here.
So what you're saying is you wanted us to do P dot set last name.
Or let's change it to Williams. Okay, and we'll
But
actually take where we printed the full name here, and let's take one of these and let's move it up here. So I want to create Mary Doe, and then show the full name, and then set the last name, and then show the full name again. So we should get Mary Doe and then Mary Will.
okay, so all we had to do was P. So we created it the first time, printed it, And then all you have to do to change it is take the P, which is the person, and then set last name. So it's easier than I thought it was. What I was doing here was like somehow setting it to empty. I don't even know what I was doing with this. Right? Okay. So I'm gonna say person, full name is Bianca Vella. Then we're gonna change the last name to Lewis. Then it's gonna say person, full name, which should be Bianca Lewis. Expected one of these wonderful operators at 58. I just forgot one of these. Always forgetting them. Always forgetting them. Okay, we're almost done. One more probably.
So let's run it. And there we go. Okay, so we can change these properties. Let's create one more method up here, and let's show the name as a tuple, or set it as a tuple.
Sure.
So we'll say name to tuple. So we'll say function. Let's call it tuple, and pass in self. And we're going to get a tuple with 2 strings, first name and last name. That's what it's going to return here. All right, and then we want to return, so no semicolon, and we want self dot first name and self dot last name. Okay, no semicolon because we're actually returning this. So now we'll go down here and let's do, let's just say, just bring this down. And let's do p dot to tuple. And I'll just say person tuple. Okay, so we'll run that.
Oh, calm your butthole. Calm your butthole. Always trying to do new things. Now, I don't think it worked for the instructor either on there, but let's see why not. Cannot be formatted with a default formatter. That's usually what I do then, but let's see. Person tuple, Bianca Lewis. So, I guess tuple self, string. So go to self and look for the first 2 strings, maybe it is, the first 2 strings. And then self, first name, self, last name. Oh, my back.
Let's see what we got here. Missing a parentheses. P dot to tuple. Doesn't implement display. Oh, since it's a tuple, we have to actually use the debug trait here. Okay, so let's run that. And now down here you see person tuple. We have Mary Williams as a tuple. All right, so hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of how structs are used. They're similar to classes in, for instance, Python and PHP, JavaScript, Java. Okay, but we're gonna go ahead and move on here. So we're gonna close that up, and we're gonna talk about enums now. So I'm gonna create a new file called enums.
Let's do it. I think this is the last one. This is very similar to Solidity, honestly.
Let's create, or let's point to that file.
So far, anyway.
And bring that into our main RS. So mod enums.
My stomach hurts.
And then down here, let's do enums run. Okay. So in here, I'm just going to paste this in. So enums are types which have a few definite values, which is very vague, but I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to, first of all, create our run function here. So let's say pub function run, and up above it, I'm going to create an enum type for movement. Okay, so let's just pretend that this is some kind of game where we have an avatar or avatars, and we want them to move in certain directions.
Awaiting.
So in here we have what are called variants. So we're going to have up, down, comma here, so up, down, left, and right. Okay, so these are our variants for our enum. And then I'm going to create a function outside. Outside of the run called move underscore avatar, and this is going to take in our movement enum as a parameter. So we'll say m, we'll set the type to movement. Now in here we want to perform an action depending on the movement. Okay, so we're actually going to use, let's say, perform action we're going to use something called match, which is similar to a switch, if you've ever used a switch, which is a type of conditional. So we're going to say match for the movement, and let's say if the movement, so movement, and we want to use double colons, and you can see we have this drop down. So let's say if it's up, we want to use this fat arrow right here. We want to say print line. We could do whatever we want, but I'm just going to print something out on the screen. So I'm just going to print out avatar moving up. Okay, so pretty simple. And let's copy this down 4 times. Whoops, I put the comma on the inside. We don't want that. Okay, so we'll do up, down, left, right, BA start. Those of you that are old enough know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo. So let's say down, and then we have movement left and right. Okay, so that's our match. Now down in the run,
young for that, to be fair.
what I want to do is set a couple variables. So let's do let avatar 1, and let's say we want him to move left. So we'll say movement left, like that. And then I'm going to have a couple more here. Let's have one move up. Right. And down. Alright, we'll just change the names of these variables. We'll do 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we want to call the move avatar function and then pass in each avatar. So let's say move avatar, and this takes in a variable, let's say avatar 1, copy this down, 2, 3, and 4. And depending on what we put here is which way they're going to move. So let's go ahead and save this. And let's see, I already brought...
Calm down. Go so fast. Go so fast. Move avatar 1, move avatar 2, move avatar 3, move avatar 4. Let's put semicolons after all of these things. Okay. Let's just run it and see if it works first. What? Okay. Oh, wow. Let's fix that. because I spelled them all wrong. Let's just try it again now. Oh, hey. Hey there. Yeah, pretty similar to like Viper Solidity Mix. Honestly, that's what I feel like. I feel like I'm learning a Viper Solidity Mix. It's not too difficult. Rogan and I are gonna work on some emoji game maybe, because we worked on some like how to put the heart eye smiley. You can put it right into Rush when you print stuff out. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So let's see. I'm almost done this. Then I'm gonna do something for fun. Probably work on a fun project.
Is which way they're gonna move.
Okay,
so let's go ahead and save this.
Oh yeah, left, right, up,
in
down,
here.
right.
So let's run it.
8 minutes
we
left.
get
Maybe
avatar
one
moving
more
left.
page.
So that would be this
Actually,
one
we'll
right
probably do
here,
one more
moving up,
enums maybe.
which would be avatar 2.
I'm tired.
Moving right.
Who's
moving
messaging
down.
me? Why do I have like
All right,
20
so I
messages?
know these are simple examples that aren't really practical, but I just want the goal of this course is to get you familiar with the syntax. So you can come back and you can look at how things are
Yes,
formatted.
this is what it's
You
for
can think of
me.
your own
I
ideas.
forget everything.
This is
I'm gonna
definitely
make
just an introductory level course.
Yes, this is not.
So the last thing I want to do is look
One more.
at
Last thing.
command line arguments. Basically, we can pass stuff in. When we do cargo run, we can pass something in here. You could create some kind of to-do list or something. If
Okay,
you
let's
wanted
do
to.
that. That sounds fun.
I'm just going to kind of show you the basics of how to get those parameters. So let's create one more file here.
Okay, we will.
It's called CLI for command line interface.
Hello.
.rs. And we're going to bring this into our main file.
Main.
So let's say mod CLI. And down here. Say CLI run. Okay, so in CLI RS, we're going to create
Where are you?
our run function.
Where did you go?
And I'm going to create a variable called args.
Okay, I swore I just made the thing called CLI.rs. There you are. Okay, cool. Pub fn run. There we go.
Okay, so we'll say args. Now I want this to be a vector, so let's give it the type of vec, and it's going to be a vector of strings, so we're going to put some angle brackets and say string. Now I'm going to be using from the standard library the env, okay, env args, which are used to get any arguments that are passed in when we run cargo run. So we can do std args, and then it has something called collect, a method called collect, like that. Now, just to shorten this just a little bit, I'm going to go up here and say use std env. That way we can get rid of
STDs.
Actually, I'm sorry, this should have been stdenv.
I get what you're saying.
That, but now we can get rid
we're
of
getting rid of the
this,
STDs and the R. Oh wait.
All right, now
What?
I want to show you what this gives us.
That
so
makes
let's do a print.
Sure.
And let's just say args.
Let's see what's going on. Print align args equal these random things and have it be what? Args?
Just to kind of show you what this gives us. And we're going to use the question mark, and then I'm going to pass in here args. See if that works. Okay, so let's run just cargo
Okay.
run and see what that gives us. So this args right here is it's going to give us a vector, and the first element or the first value in this vector is going to be the target of the executable.
Okay. There it is.
It's always going to be the first Now, if I pass something in, like if I say cargo run hello, and we run it, take a look at that. So now we get a vector, has the path, and then it has the hello. Okay, whatever we passed in. If I say cargo run hello world, hello and world, they both get added here. Okay, so you can see we can grab that input. So we're gonna create a variable called command, and I want to get, for instance, if we pass in cargo run hello, I want that hello to be the command. So I'm going to set this to args1 because 0 is going to be that path. So we want the 1 index, and I'm going to clone it. So I'm going to say dot clone, and I'm going to put it into that command. Okay, so now down here, let's just see what we get when we put in command.
So now if we tell it to print command, oh, we do we not want it to do? Okay, so it's not.
And we'll say command.
So the command is going to return a clone of just the first argument. So 0, 1, it's going to return just hello. Right? There you go.
And we'll run that, and we can see command hello. All right. Now this should give you some pretty good ideas on creating some kind of command line.
I mean, I'm already confused, but. So that will take whatever I put in for args. So when I put hello world, and then take the second one and clone it. A bit lost
application
on that one.
After you see how to do this. So we can get the command, and then what I'm going to do is get rid of that. Oh, actually, we'll just comment it out. We're going to do an if statement here. We're going to say if command is equal to hello, then let's do a print line, and let's say let's actually put another variable up here with the name, and we'll set the name to Brad or whatever you want to set it to. And we'll go down here and we'll say, hi, put the placeholder here, how are you? Okay, and then we want to put the name here.
What?
So now, if I save this and I go down here.
Wait, okay, print hi. If command is hello, print hello name, how are you? Okay, fine. If we take argument of 0, running target, sandbox, hello world. Okay, and it didn't print anything. If I do argument of 2, it shouldn't print anything, right? Perfect. And if I do argument of 1, now it should print, hi Bianca, how are you? My thing is I didn't like how we deleted the, how we did the arguments though, because I'm forgetting how we put them up. Because I feel like let command, like where did those come from again? I keep forgetting where this came from. Oh, see, yeah, I had to go cargo run hello world. Okay, so cargo run like um goodbye. Cargo run goodbye. And then I could say args1 clone if command equals else print goodbye. Wait, why did that equal nothing? Hi, Banka, how are you? If command equals goodbye, which is true, then say goodbye, Bianca. Drive home safe. Else print. I guess you will be staying late, Bianca. I still love you. And then goodbye, Bianca. So cargo, what you do? Wait. Oh, cargo run. Cargo run, what you do? I guess you'll be staying late, Bianca. I still love you. And then cargo run. Goodbye. Goodbye, Bianca. Drive home safe. Oh, cute, cute, cute. Cool, and I'm doing well. Glad you are doing well. And you know what I could do, which would be kind of fun to add it in? Types. Yeah. Let face equal CLI. Let face equal that. Goodbye, Bianca. Face. Did it work? Oh, look. Can you see it, Bianca? I don't know if you can see it. I might have to put more. Hearts. Okay, let's see. What face equals. How do I loop again? Darn it. Here, let's try this. Glad you like. I'm so bad at like programming this stuff. But yeah, it says, goodbye, Bianca. Drive home safe. Oh, I spelled home wrong. Let's try it again. Actually, let's just clear. Okay. Oops. There you go. And then goodbye, Bianca. And then this face, right? I don't even want to loop stuff and everything, but that's good enough. Okay. Let's see.
Variable called command and line 2.
Okay.
So now, if I save this and I go down here and I say cargo run hello, we get hi Brad, how are you? So we can check whatever that command is, and then we can do something with it.
Cool.
Let's do like an else if
Oh, that's what was gonna happen.
command Okay, and then we'll go down here, we'll do a print, and let's say status is, and then we'll put status here, like that. We'll say cargo run
Else.
status. We get status is 100%. Alright,
So
and
let's
then,
see.
I don't know, we'll just do like an else. And we'll do a print. And let's just say that.
Say I want to get face. Else if print. Right. And else for X. No, how did they do it again? Jeez. While count. Okay, let's just do while count. Let's use a while loop. It's easier. I can just have let count equal 0, I think, and then while count is less than or equal to 100. Print face. And then out of here, you're going to count plus equals 1. So count equals 0, then counts. I'm just going to do it and see what happens. Oops. No, I need to cargo run. Darn it. Let count equals 0, unexpected token. Let status equals working. Oh, it needs this. Let's try it again. Let count equals 0, first assignment to count. Make this mute count. Oh yeah, because count has to change. Let's see. It's still working, I think. It's gonna work. Yeah! Yeah! You like your hearts? Okay. Too many of them probably, right? It's still giving you hearts. I don't know how to get them to put them all on the same line. Well, count equals 100. Print a smiley face. 100 of them though. It's too many. How about we do 10 of them? And I want them on the same line. Maybe if I print them into an array. How do you do that again? Yeah, it's making too many hearts. I don't know how to stop it. I mean, I do know how to stop it. I can just go like that. Terminal, new terminal. Okay, let's see. If I cargo run status. Baby, what's your status? Wait, why didn't it work? Oh, it says, I guess you'll be staying late, Bianca. I still love you. And then cargo run. Goodbye. Goodbye, Bianca. Drive home safe. And then if I say cargo run randomness, it's gonna give me 10 hearts. But I don't know how to get the hearts to all be on the same line. I don't know. I'll figure that out eventually. But I can loop them. I can loop those hearts. Because I think what it's doing is it's printing out face, but face. Why? How do you print out more than one? Because I don't want it to print out face. I want it to print out like multiple of these things. But I shouldn't have to copy that and do like face, face, face. See, I shouldn't have to copy things in programming. That defeats the purpose. For now, I suppose, right? Okay, let's see this. Cargo, oops. Hello. Oops, I think I just created some little loop or something. I don't even know what I just did. Okay, new terminal. Come on. Let's see. Is it gonna work? Come on. What are you doing so many of them for? Why did it do so many hearts? Well, count is less than or equal to 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Print 5 faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So why did it print so many? Yeah. It's still going. Oh. Silly me. Wait, I still don't really know why it's if count. Oh wait. While count is less than or equal to 2, print that out, and then increase the count. Oh. I think it's just maybe not having the semicolon at the end. Let's try it again. I didn't. It should only run like twice. Nope, it wants to just run forever. What did I do? Else, while count is less than or equal to 2, which it is, print all this. Maybe. What did I do in the loop? While this happens. Oh, maybe that was my issue. Maybe that was my issue. I was using too many brackets that time, I think. Let's see. 16th time's the charm. Okay, at least we're getting an error now. This term might not be properly closed as it matches this, but has a different destination. Could not compile. Well, this time it won't even compile. Oh yeah, that's not gonna work. If command goodbye. Else, I want you to I mean, I don't even need a loop anymore. That's why it's kind of, I just take out the loop, deal with it later. I'm kind of annoyed that I can't figure out. I don't even care. It's annoying me. Yeah, but why couldn't I loop it? Whatever, I don't care. So, cargo status. What do you mean? Oh, cargo run status. I guess you'll be staying late, Bianca. I love you. Cargo run. Random. Cargo run. Goodbye. Cute. Okay, so there's my a little bit of rust for the day. I think I'm done the video now.
Is not a valid command. Okay, so now if I do like cargo run high, we get that
And
is
yeah,
not
you
valid
could have
command.
anything not be
All right,
valid.
so I mean, I'm not going to go much further than that. I just want to kind of show you the basics of how we can grab input, and then we can do something based on that input.
Thank you.
But there's so much more, guys. This is just scratching the surface. I know this was a long ass video, but there's so much that you can do.
It was a
You
long
get
video,
into,
but it
like,
was good.
dealing with files and stuff like that. It's Rust is a great language. It's difficult compared to Python and JavaScript and PHP and some of the other languages, but it's very, very powerful. It's very fast, so definitely something to look further into. Like I said, I do want to do something on WebAssembly. I think that is going to be something big in the future. Obviously, it's still in the very early stages, but I'll be doing something with WebAssembly soon. So that's it, guys. If
good.
you stayed through
2
this
hours
whole
to turn. I
crash
mean, it took you a lot
course,
longer than
thank
2
you.
hours to get through it. Oh my
It was
gosh.
very, very long. I know that.
Took
but I
like
did wanna
5
get all
hours,
these
maybe.
fundamentals
Maybe longer.
in the course.
But
So that's it, guys.
I
Thanks
started it
so much for
yesterday.
watching, and
Finished
we'll
it
see
today, I
you next
guess.
video.
Oh gosh, not 5 hours. I lied. Did not take me 5 hours. Probably took me like three or 4 maybe. But that is the end of that. I'll be doing probably some near stuff tomorrow. I feel like now I understand the basics of Rust. So now I want to pop tomorrow. I'm going to pop in, set up a near project, and go going on that. Oh, thank you, babe. Oh my gosh, sorry, I'm so tired. Okay, I'm gonna go sign off, but bye bye. Thanks for watching.